What's up everyone, and welcome back to Grace Crochets. For today's video, I will be teaching you all how to crochet a hot pot trivet to protect your countertops or any tables you might have at home. The yarn that I used for this project is called Loops and Threads Cream Cotton Yarn. The only place that I've been able to find it is at Michaels or Michaels.com. But I'll link it in the description because it's actually on sale right now. It's generally $10 for a ball of yarn, but it's only $6 right now. It's a really good deal. It's my favorite yarn, especially for this kind of project, so I highly recommend. But let's get started. To begin on the trivet, you are going to start off with a magic circle. I'll show you guys how I do my magic circle. So I'll place my ending yarn here. I'll wrap it around my fingers like so. Insert my hook and pull my working yarn through. Now I'll chain one. This chain one doesn't count as anything, I just do it to keep everything in place. Now you're going to place 5 puff stitches inside the magic circle. To do a puff stitch, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the circle, yarn over, and pull through. You're going to do that 3 more times. Yarn over, insert your hook, and pull through. There's 2, 3, and 4. Now you're going to yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. And to finish the first puff stitch, you're going to chain 1. You're going to do 4 more puff stitches. Now that you have 5 puff stitches inside a magic circle, you're going to take the ending yarn and pull it tight. For this reason, this is why I like doing the magic circle this way. It just gets the tightest, in my opinion. So to finish off, you're going to place a slip stitch into your first puff stitch. Let's see, there we go. Now you're going to start working on row 2. How I begin is I don't place any chains or anything, I just stretch out the loop on my hook and begin working on the first puff stitch. Now you're going to place 2 puff stitches in between each puff stitch from the previous row. I'll show you. So I'm going to yarn over and place a puff stitch in the same place that my hook currently is. So there's 1 loop, 2 loops, 3 loops, and 4. I'm going to yarn over, pull through, and chain 1. There's 1 puff stitch. I'm going to place 1 more in that same space. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over, pull through, and chain 1. Now that is my second puff stitch in that space. The next space I'll be placing a puff stitch is in between these 2 puff stitches from the previous row. Let's see. There we go. So here is where I will insert my hook. So by the end of row 2, you should have 10 puff stitches. Now that you have your 10 puff stitches, you can begin working on row 3. Now this is just like increasing in any other circle. You're going to start off row 3 with 1 puff stitch, but in the next stitch, which is where the increase is, that's where you will be placing 2 puff stitches. I'll show you here. So here's 1 puff stitch. Now in the next stitch, I will place 2 puff stitches. There's 1. I will work into the same stitch and put my second. And into the next stitch, I'll place 1 puff stitch, and it will just be a pattern. 1 puff stitch, 2 puff stitches, 1 puff stitch, and a repeat. And if you are doing it correctly, you will notice that all of your increases line up. So meet me back here once you have completed row 3. After row 3, your work should look something like this. And you should have ended row 3 with an increase. To begin row 4, you're going to place a puff stitch in the same stitch your hook is currently in. And then in the next stitch, you're going to place one puff stitch again. But in the following stitch, you will notice that's where your increase is, and that is where you will place your next increase. So the pattern for this row will be puff stitch, 2 puff stitches. And then it will continue in that pattern for the following rows, such as in row 4 it will be 1 puff stitch, 1 puff stitch, 1 puff stitch, 2 puff stitches. And again, if you're doing it correctly, all of your increases should line up. And I did 8 total rows, but it's totally up to you for how big you want yours to be. But this is how big mine ended up being, with 8 rows. And then at the end, I just made an I-cord and attached it to one of the corners. But you can do yours anyway. You can just do a regular chain. But if you want to learn how to do an I-cord, you can check out my video on how to make an I-cord. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.